Tinubu, you say Jonathan ran the country aground. Look at what Nigeria is now. Chooks Akonna says. Abi, when Tinubu was in APC, Jonathan was in PDP, he said Jonathan ran the nation aground. Okay, today it is obvious that Jonathan government was better than Buhari's government and far better than Tinubu government. Tinubu just 3 months or less in office has put Nigeria into suffering that even Buhari and Jonathan put together did not put Nigeria. It's quite unfortunate. So Chus Akuna has come out to tell Ito Tinubu to his face that you said Jonathan ran the country aground. Look at what you have put Nigeria now. Okay, exactly. Chooks Akuna, Executive Director, Authority newspaper, said that President Tinubu claimed then that Goodluck Ebele Jonathan ran the country aground. He said he should look at what the country is now. Chooks Akuna made the statement in an interview with AIT during the Kakaki program when he was reacting to the story of military coup in Niger and ECOWAS meeting yesterday to intervene on it. Okay. Chooks Akuna said truthfully, nobody pray or wish for military to take over. He said he is a journalist and everybody knows that it is journalists that suffers most under military. However, he said the happening in Niger and other African countries is because some leaders don't allow the will of the people to reflect. He said we are to elect leaders, but if they don't allow the will of the people to prevail, it is a problem. Look at what is happening in Nasarawa, Enugu State, etc. Okay, he said government is to cater for the welfare of his people. He said last night his friend bought fuel at 947 naira per liter, and now they are talking of increasing fuel price because the dollar is high. He said, and the president held Emefiele down. Okay. You, Tinubu, claim Jonathan ran the country aground. Look at what the country is now. As we speak, we don't have CBN governor. Policy are important. We want to deploy troops to Niger. We don't have ministers of defense. We don't have foreign affairs minister. Have we? This is a very big issue because he can't go to war when he has not even fully established his cabinet. His ministers are not on ground yet. So who is going to interface with Niger Republic and with the outside world? Who is going to interface with the United Nations, with the African Union, and with the rest of ECOWAS? Okay, is it going to be Dela Alake and Gbajabi Amila that will run all the ministry portfolios? Federal ministry portfolios, because right now you need to have Ministry of Foreign Affairs, you need to have Ministry of Interior, you need to have FCT minister, you need to have a lot of minister for communication. Okay, you need to have all the ministers on ground, your cabinet fully established before you go to war, because you are not going to be the person interfacing with the external body or with international bodies. Your ministers are going to be your delegates or your delegations that will, interface and represent you in some of the meetings. And now you don't have them on ground. You want to go to war. And even secondly, ECOWAS does not have a dedicated group of soldiers on ground to handle peacekeeping activities in member nations. So how are you going to, set up all of that? How long will it take to set up? Who will provide the logistics, the funding, and the leadership for those soldiers? How is it going to be organized? You have not done all of that. You are saying you are deploying soldiers to Niger Republic. All these ones are just play people are playing. But Akuna is saying here, it's not just about going to war in Niger Republic. Look at the state Nigeria is. You have run Nigeria aground in just less than 3 months you assumed office. Okay, now look at what we are seeing now. You assumed office May 29. So effectively you have stayed in office June and July. Okay, which is just 60 days or going to 70 days now. 70 days now. So what have you done so far? Look at the state Nigeria is. It's in a very deplorable state. Fuel is running very high. Fuel price is already very high, and somebody is even saying among the Ipman that the fuel price is going to increase further because of the exchange rate of naira to dollar, because they're using dollar to import the fuel as the refineries are not working, and the floating exchange rate is also not working. So you have, just like what Professor Yusuf Usman is saying in the North, that if they go to war, the North will suffer. This one, Nigeria is not in the best place to go to war right now. It's already in a failed state and need everything to be done as fast as possible for quick recovery. And now you want to put Nigeria into war. No, think and well. You said Jonathan ran the country aground. Look at the way the country is. Is it better now than when Jonathan was there? Because we've seen that the country during when Jonathan was in power happens to be better than even when Buhari was in power. And not to talk of now that Tinubu has come in and the country is almost breaking in pieces. And the leaders don't care. They are busy sharing money at Abuja. Okay. There are a few comments here. Somebody saying, I say it will not be well with APC and words. Just imagine, may this evil party cease to exist. Somebody said amen here, and all of us saying amen to that. And somebody said, what do you people expect a drug addict who has lost of memories due to intake of hard drugs to do? He has nothing to do. Oh boy, we expect him to jail you and your family for defamatory. These are Yorubas. They've come, even when their life is not better. Okay. Someone said the one confirmed by his own witness. It is in public already. We are quoting his principal witness. It is in court documentary. Abi, wow. Okay, so I say here, and that is why all well-meaning Nigerians at home and in the diaspora are telling the Nigerian people judiciary to save the country from impending doom by ensuring that the rightful and legitimate president elected by the majority of Nigerians in the last presidential election is enthroned. Those who colluded with INEC to rig the presidential election of February 25, 2023 are as guilty as the military juntas that truncated democracy in Niger Republic. Bam. And that is exactly what we're all saying. Because that is what some people are saying, that the military junta in the Niger Republic, something propelled them to do what they're doing. And the ECOWAS leaders that are trying to go and restore democracy in the Niger Republic are not better off because they are worse than military junta. Okay, leaders who rig themselves into power and undermine the will and the wish of the people during election, they are also coupists. Presidents and leaders of West African nations that have overstayed their power, like the president of Burkina Faso, who has stayed for over 10 years, and the same person saying that the military junta in Niger Republic are terrorists. Is the person saying that military will need to take action in Niger Republic to restore democracy. He has overstayed in power and tampered with the constitution to keep him perpetually in power. He is also a coupist and a terrorist. So all these ECOWAS leaders actually do not have a moral justification to go and fight in Niger Republic to restore democracy, because they're the worst. And that's exactly what this guy is saying here. Okay, all these ECOWAS leaders are even terrorists themselves. They are worse than military junta. We need to restore democracy, and for that to happen, okay, all these leaders who rigged the election need to be removed from office, and all these leaders who have overstayed their welcome in the office as president also need to leave office. That is what it is. So that is what Chisakuna is saying here, that Tinubu, you said Jonathan ran the nation aground. Look at the state you have put Nigeria. Look at how you came to power, and you want to go to Niger to go and restore democracy. You don't have the moral justification. Thank you for listening, and let's have your comment for sharing.